What's up? It's been a long time since I made a video. Holy cow. Alright, so we're gonna go get right back into doing some computer stuff. Right now though, I'm kind of waiting for somebody to show up because he's gonna come and pick up this laptop. I'm gonna take that money and hopefully go out and buy and purchase some parts. And I don't know how good I'm gonna do because I haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna go through Craigslist, we're gonna go through Let Go, we're gonna go through whatever we can to actually find these parts. Now, let's hope that the guy gets here and we actually sell this thing, or else we won't have any money. Estas computadoras que tengo son las últimas que tengo en mi negocio. Lo acabo de cerrar hace 4 años. Y ya si necesitan otra cosa, me pueden avisar. Yo les busco eso de su computadora, me avisa también. Sí. Se lo voy a desconectar. Hey, we got the money, baby. $100 bill right here, baby. $100 bill. The laptop is sold. Hopefully they don't have any issues with it. They shouldn't have any issues with it. But if they do, they can always contact me back because I don't care about the money. I rather them be happy. So yeah, let's get to it and get the hell out of this house. All right, so the couple that just came in, they purchased the computer. They were actually telling me about the fact that their laptop was also broken, and I told them that I actually repair computers. I don't do it as a business anymore, but I'm definitely willing to take a look at their computer. Something about the keyboard being messed up. So it's so bright out here. I decided to tell them, it's like, hey, if you have any issues with the computer, okay, cool, let me know. If you want to bring in the other one, you're more than welcome to. I was looking at the Facebook app, and it's like everybody on there thinks like their computer is made out of gold or something. It's crazy how much they're asking for their stuff. I gotta change the settings on my camera. Hold on, give me a... Okay, that's a little bit better. So everybody's like asking way too much. Like computers that I would sell for like 60 bucks, they're asking like $150 for on Facebook on my area, which is like ridiculous. So while I'm at the gym, I'm gonna check Let Go, maybe Craigslist, and see if we could find anything better. If not, we're gonna head to the local Goodwill outlet center and see if we can find something there. So yeah, let's get it. All right, so I just got out of the gym. While I was in there, I couldn't find anything on Let Go, OfferUp, or Craigslist. Everybody's literally like asking way too much for what they have. I mean, it's just and it's like my area is littered with like iBuyPower computers and CyberPower computers, and see if I can like negotiate a couple of prices down there, because since they used to know me there, I used to have a business down there. So we'll see what actually happens. Well, let's start driving out of here for now, at least. All right, I made it to the flea market here where I used to have a business. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. The reason why I'm actually looking for this, I'm looking for an i5 or an i7 desktop. It has to be at least 4th generation or newer. RAM and hard drive are not necessary, but that would actually help. Like, trying to find something that I could fit in RX 580 in there, because I have an extra RX 580, which we could talk about that later on. I just so she could like play her Maple Story or just like mid-level games, nothing too high. So hopefully we can find something. We'll wait for this person to cross by, and hopefully we can find something actually to accommodate that. But oh well. Nice one. No, that's he's on the shop right here. He's on the shop. So it's not a big deal. Like they have one like right down the street. And at least they're good with the phones. I don't know who else. They're still here, but yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna take. We need somebody like you in here, man. You're really good. We'll get it up to you. Yeah. All right, man, I'll talk to you a little bit. Right on, bro. So far, no good. There's so many people that are gone from here, and I know this. Like, there used to be a huge electronics store right here. Oh wow, there's still electronics in there. Some of the stuff is still in there, but they're completely closed now. I'm actually going to look around and see if I can find the other computer guys that used to be in here. Jewelry guys still here. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But oh man, this looks terrible. Nobody's like open. Fruit department's good. Let's see if Mr. Jerry's here. Looks like he's close too. I might have to actually go to the local Goodwill because I'm not gonna be able to find anything here, guys. Let me take a look. No, he doesn't sell computers either. Damn. Everybody's gone. Let me go check out the game guy while I'm here. I need to find a game or two. Alright, so no luck there. I ended up buying me a Kingdom Hearts game for the PlayStation 2 instead. There's a lot of people that isn't open today. I don't know why. I mean, well, actually, I do know why. I know because the place has been dying lately. It's really hard for people to make money in that place. That's kind of why, one of the reasons I left. So the next thing that I can do is probably go to the local Goodwill and see if I could find something there. Hopefully they have something for me, like maybe just a bare bones or something like that. But yeah, let's hope we have better luck, because right now I'm not having any luck at all. Okay, so I'm actually at the Goodwill right now, but I can't record in there. They already told me. I've already asked. My hair is a mess right now. I've already asked previously, if I could record, but they do not allow me to record here. So I'm gonna try to sneak my phone in recording. We'll see what happens though. See if we can see anything cool in there. So the Optiplexus 980s. That's odd. It's all like, they're i7s, but they're like first generation i7s. What are you asking for? What number is that? They say $69. $69 for these things? They're crazy. Oh man. Alright, so we have an update on what's happening. I couldn't find anything at the stores. I couldn't find anything at Goodwill. I couldn't find anything at the flea markets. So instead, we are going to use something that I already have. The thing that I'm going to use is going to be the T35 Dell Precision T3500. So I decided to go ahead and use this. I probably have like $50 invested into this. So it would have been about the same that I would have paid for that other computer. This has a Xeon quad-core processor in it. I was going to go ahead and change the power supply, right? So I'm taking the power supply off of this computer, and it's a proprietary power supply that they decided to sneak the cables under the motherboard. Now, to get this motherboard off, I'll let you guys see that. To get this motherboard off, it's a lot of work. I really don't want to do all of that. And so what I'm going to do is I just unplugged the power supply here, plugged everything off the board, and I'm just going to tuck it all in there since it's for personal use anyways. And then here's where the CPU power goes. That's actually tucked underneath the entire board. Problem is, this computer does not have a way to remove the other side, so I can't actually take off the other side and just unplug the power supply, which kind of sucks. Another thing, this graphics card is not going to fit. So it'll fit in its place. It'll fit in its place just like that. But this isn't going to close at all. So I'm either going to have to remove this and bolt it in or do something. Because I know that it's not going to close. It is way too big. It's proprietary. Hinges for a smaller graphics card. This is the graphics card that I actually had in there before. It is a GT something. I don't know what this is. Let's see. I don't know, but it's really small. It's an HDMI card I had in there before. I was actually gonna sell it like this, but this all happened because I decided to take my wife's gaming computer that I built. Now it's not. I mean, I built it so she could use it, which is there, and I'm using it as a streaming computer, and this is my gaming computer. So I'm using it as a streaming PC now, and that's and she only plays like MapleStory and like low-end games, so I was thinking of maybe just finding something simple, stick an RX 580 in there that I had sitting around, and just making that work. But it looks like this is going to be a lot more work than I thought. But let's see if I can at least... I'm going to get the power supply in there, see if I can turn it on, and see if the graphics card turns on. Wish me luck. Alright, now that the power supply is in, which is not bad actually, it fits in perfectly, I'm going to try to put the graphics card in. Now, I don't know how good that's going to go because I'm not sure if everything's going to fit properly. But whatever, we have nothing to lose. We're already doing this, so let's do this. Alright guys, I'm going to take a look at what this looks like in there. So, graphics card, plugged in, power supply in there. It's a whole mess, but it's plugged in there somewhere. CPU power in. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these cables. I really don't. Right now I'm kind of just worried to see if it'll boot up. So let's see if we can make it, if we can get it to boot up. And I don't think that's going to close. Huh. Wait. Well, there's not enough clearance for the graphics card on this either. Alright, well let's see if it boots for now. Moment of truth. Let's plug this in. I had to bring the HDMI monitor over here that was plugged into my other system because I don't have a lot of HDMI monitors. I only have 3. And alright, let's see what happens here. Let's turn on power. So far there's a light. And see if it'll boot. Fans are spinning. Oh, there we go. It's booting. This is actually working. Oh wow. We have a loaded screen. Alright guys, it doesn't actually look like it wants to boot. That means the operating system is either corrupted or the hard drive that's in there is not working properly. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just remove this entire bracket so I can actually fit this graphics card. I'm just going to go ahead and bolt it in instead of using this bracket, which is, it shouldn't be a big issue. I was actually able to close this. I just had to move a couple of the cords out of the way. So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the hard drive out, put another one in, and hopefully it'll work right after that. Stay tuned. Alright, so I ended up actually not changing the hard drive. Now, the only thing that I did was actually plug in the DVD drive. I don't know why that even mattered. It usually doesn't matter. I plugged in the DVD drive and it booted. I don't know. Maybe it's just how the system works. Not really sure, but we do have a boot. I'm just waiting for it to load, and then we'll go back into there and see if I can download the RX 580 drivers and see if we can run a game on it. Alright, so I ran into another issue. This does close. This lid does close, but it's very, very tight, which means I actually cannot put the lid on this computer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, here, I'll actually show you. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I did remove the blue bracket. Blue bracket is here. This blue bracket came with a little black plastic piece, and it came with this other bracket here. Once I remove that, this actually closes perfectly fine, and that's exactly what I wanted. So you don't actually have to remove the one that flips back and forth like this. And for this bottom piece, I'm planning on removing this whole thing completely. It's just 3 screws. We're going to take that off, and I'm probably going to transfer the hard drive in here, so that way it'll be hidden back there, and this will be out of the way, and then we should be able to close the lid. So, can you use this as a gaming computer? I mean, so far, there's a couple things we have to customize, but it is actually working. The stuff is fitting in together. It's going through this giant update thing, so I gotta wait on that, and then finally, once I get the actual video driver installed, it should be good, hopefully. And I'll run some benchmarks where you send a bench or something so you guys can see how it runs. I'll probably download well, actually, I think Fortnite's already on this, so probably just play that, update that, and play that to see how it runs. But yeah, can you use a Dell Precision T3500 as a gaming tower? Yes, but you have to do a lot more than just stick some parts in. So stay tuned for the rest of this video. Alright, so yet again I ran into another problem. It looks like the SATA cable is long enough to reach up there, but it's going to be stretching out so much that it doesn't feel comfortable to leave it like that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I grabbed a shorter SATA cable. I'm going to run this from the board to the drive. Now the drive's already in here with a screw. It's not going to move out of there. This would be a lot easier if using SSD, honestly. SSDs are a lot smaller and they're going to just fit in there. A problem that I also have is all these wires. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I think I'm just going to lay them out here, but I'm trying to figure out a way to stick them in there so that way they won't be in the way of the graphics card, because the graphics card fans have to be clear. I already cleared this entire part out, and now I'm running these cables on the side of this graphics card. Hopefully, I can get most of them in there. That way I can close the lid afterwards. Now, if you want to run an open lid, perfectly fine. I don't want to run an open lid, though. Alright guys, this is literally the best I can do here. I'll show you. Now the cables are going to be running in between the graphics card and the hard drive. All of them are running down that way. It's super messy. I could definitely do some cable management here. Actually, I can't do cable management because they have nowhere to go. That's literally the only place they can go. But I can tie them up a little bit. But it looks like everything's cleared out. Let's see if we can put the lid back on. Alright, where's that lid at? Lid. Perfect. You guys want to see it? I'll show it. There's no bulging. No bulging on the right. No bulging on the left. Everything's good. Graphics card's good. This is holding the graphics card in. The last thing we need to do is just let it update, and then we can try some benchmarks. We can try some stuff on it. Uh, yo, I can't believe this is actually working. I think the first time I made a video on this, I didn't really go into full detail like this on what actually to do to customize it. This time, I hope it actually helps somebody out. Alright guys, it was a success. We got this thing working. I'm actually running PUBG on it right now. And there's a couple of things I got to go through with you so you know once you actually get your hands on one of these systems. This is my phone. Let me remove my phone from here. Is you have to do a couple of custom things. So first off, you have to remove the cover for the RAM. This has to come off. Alright? You have to remove the hinge for that holds the graphics card in. Have to remove the blue part. You don't have to remove the silver, but the blue part has to come out. You also have to remove the hard drive caddy. Yay! This whole huge thing has to be removed for you to be able to close it at all. And upon doing that, we actually we transferred the hard drive from where the caddy was up to under the DVD drive. And there's one more thing with this system. They sell a different heatsink. Okay, they sell a completely different heatsink. You can buy it on eBay for like $10-15. It's a bigger heatsink. It looks like it's for gaming, but it's not. But it still doesn't come with a fan. Now the fans on the system itself are not going to provide enough power or enough just air for the processor not to overheat. You actually have to add another fan. Now I did not change the heatsink to this. Instead I just went ahead and placed a fan next to the fan that's already there on the actual heatsink, and it actually keeps the processor pretty cool. Another thing you can do that's going to make it easier for you is probably get an SSD, even like 160 gig SSD. I don't know, it just to be able to utilize the space a little bit better and for the computer to run a lot faster. What else? If you replace the power supply, don't do like I did where I use an older one where you can't actually remove the extra connections. Get a new one, whatever, that you can actually pick the connections that you want. That way you have the space instead of doing what I did where I stuffed everything in there. I mean, it works, but I still stuffed everything in there. And one more thing that I have to cover, if I remember correctly, is if you're gonna use an AMD card like I am, I'm only running this with 6 gigs of RAM. Okay, there's this thing called Superfetch. I actually made a video before on how to disable it. The reason for that is because Superfetch is designed to like save application files on your RAM, on your unutilized RAM, to make it faster so you can open up that application again. The problem with that is if you're running low on RAM, if you're running a low RAM system, it actually slows down the entire Windows. It slows down everything, and it's just horrendous to have. So you do have to enable Superfetch. But that's actually a Windows thing, if I'm not mistaken, not a NVIDIA or AMD thing. It's actually a Windows feature. But yeah, so I know you guys are going to want to see benchmarks. I know you're going to want to see gameplay and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Cinebench on it, and I'm going to try to record some gameplay. Now, I won't be recording anything with OBS because I want to see what this machine can do by itself without running any other system. Now, with the actual extra fan in there, I had enough space to just stick it in there, and I don't have to like tape. Some people tape it. I don't know why they tape it, but they do. I'm actually going to show you that. Here, let me pick up the camera. I'm going to show you what I did there. So this is the heatsink that's on there. That doesn't come with a fan. This is the actual fan that comes on here, and there's another fan here. The air that it pulls in is not enough to keep this cool while you're gaming. So I went ahead and just added another fan, which look, it doesn't actually move out of its place. So it'll just sit there. Once I close it up, it's going to be perfectly fine. And I do plan on actually upgrading the RAM on this because 6 gigs of RAM is not enough. It's really not. I don't know why people game on like 4 or 6 gigs of RAM, but I run 16 at the minimum on my system. This system, you can actually put up to 24 gigs of RAM in it. I just have to kind of order it online. I am going to order the ECC RAM. I don't know if that's going to be a bad thing or not, but it is compatible with the ECC and the non-ECC RAM. And again, thank you very much for watching, guys. I don't want to make this video a lot longer than it has to be. And see you on the next one. Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, if you actually take the time to remove all those cables that are left in there, like all the SATA cables and the power supply cables, it's gonna turn out better for you. I just didn't take the time to remove the board and do all that because it's gonna be a personal use thing. I don't really care too much. But for you, if you do have the knowledge of taking out the board and stuff, just do it. It's not that big of a deal. But like I said, this is my personal choice to not do it because it's gonna be sitting here. We're gonna actually use this computer. If I was actually trying to do this for somebody, though, I would definitely remove all of that. So, anyways, take care and enjoy the other stuff that's happening after this.